Here I am, rock you like a hurricane. So I'm back. So as you probably might have heard, I'm not a good singer. So
That's okay. You're better than I am, so
so how are you today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm fine. So you're my last guy to talk to today because
Excellent.
it's like 9:30 in the evening.
Yeah,
What time is
yeah.
it?
8:30 for me.
Okay. So it's 9:30. So I hope that I will be in my favorite pub in 45 minutes and having a nice cold one with some buddies of mine.
Excellent.
But that's at least that's a plan, right now.
Yeah. All right.
So
That
who's that guy behind you? The guy with
that
the
one.
smile on with a smile on his face. Yeah. Who's that?
So that one's from Carrick Angren.
What's the name of the band?
Carrick Angren. They're from the Netherlands.
Never heard of him. Never heard of her.
Black metal band.
I know some bands, but I do not know all of them.
No, of course, of course. Yeah, I mean, you guys have been touring what, 30 years, 40 years at this point?
I think that Sinner exists for 40 years right now. So
Yeah.
I start my touring career in 1988.
Yeah, quite a while.
12 years. Oh, it's like more than 30 years right now.
Yeah.
So you can say I've been around. I saw a lot of places and bands and also shitty places and also nice places. So yeah.
Good bands, bad bands.
Yeah, a lot of bad bands as well. Good bands, yeah. But if there's not a bad band, like there's only bands you like or you do
Yeah.
not like. So, but it's just my humble opinion. Like, for example, I don't like Coldplay, but they are selling millions of albums, so it's fine for me. Nobody loves you too, but they're mega stars.
It's true.
I don't say that I don't. I love you too. I like them really.
There you go. You found the one person who likes you too.
Sorry.
You found the one person who likes you too.
Yeah, I'm probably that, but I didn't buy any albums of them, so I don't know.
And I mean, you've been crazy busy. I'm sure the pandemic helped you slow down a little bit because
No,
between
not at all. So like, no, it's like when the pandemic came, so we decided to do another album. So I needed to get some money to because I have a family and the fridge has to be filled. So I started to increase my guitar lessons. So now I have over 50 students. So that keeps me pretty busy. Then all of a sudden, I was not only the guitar player of Sinner, I also was the co-producer of Sinner. Then I found the time to start a new band with a friend of mine from Switzerland and a singer from Sweden and a female singer from Spain. So, and we wrote songs, and I went to Gothenburg and we wrote songs and blah, blah, blah. So I was pretty busy. So
yeah,
the good thing about the pandemic was really that for the first time in years, I was able to spend the summer times, especially the weekends, not on some airports buying lukewarm, expensive beer and eating bad pizza. So I was at home either with my family or I had barbecue with my friends. And normally when we have a regular life, we are nearly every weekend from Friday to Sunday, we're spending most of the time on airports, festival grounds, and hotel rooms. So this time, like last year was like, oh yeah, I spent the time barbecue with my friends and have a couple of beer and blah, blah, blah. That was pretty good. But I think 2 years are enough. Now we should go back to business again.
yeah, and obviously, but not only Sinner, you also do a lot with Primal Fear and all this other stuff. I mean, clearly you've made a good impression on Matt because he's brought you along into everything he does.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, going into, well, we're now going into the summer. What is the plan with Sinner?
So first of all, we will release our new album in, I guess, in 3 weeks.
Got that? 2
I
weeks?
think
2
in
weeks.
3 weeks, right now, 3, 1, 2, yeah, sort of like three and a half, 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
We release a new album. I hope that the reviews will be good. And then we need to wait till Matt will be completely recovered because he got ill during the recording process or writing process. And we already had talks doing a tour, but it's pretty tough to do a tour right now because everything got more expensive. Like all the backliners got more expensive. The nightliner companies, they raised their prices. Every band will go on tour after 2 years, and a lot of clubs needed to close and all that stuff. So it's pretty tough. So we have a lot of bands playing in venues, and like in Stuttgart, I live close to Stuttgart. So like we have a nice live club, but every night there is a band playing. So you can watch Doro, Saxon, you can watch this band, a lot of bands, but the fans, they don't have so much money to watch every band. So
Yeah.
they got picky. They go like, oh, I will see this band, I will see that band, and I will buy that shirt, and I will buy that shirt, and that's it. So a lot of bands, they will go on tour, and this will be a financial disaster for them. So we would like to go on tour, but it has to be clear that the tour has to be financially that good that we do not come home broke. So that's the most important thing. So yeah, we would love to go on tour, but not for any price.
Soon, hopefully, but yeah, of course, you have to put yourselves first in that scenario.
Yeah, but we play some festival with Primal Fear this year, but like the pandemic was like I think we needed to postpone our European tour for 2 or 3 times. We would love to play an America tour together with Symphony X. That was postponed 2 times. And now times are pretty tough right now. And we don't know what will happen in September, October, if the virus will come back. And if they all come to the conclusion that we need to shut down everything again.
So going into the next couple weeks at the very least, you do have Brotherhood coming out, the new Sinner album.
Yes.
Just tell us a bit about the recording. I mean, obviously you had time to really sit down and think about it by comparison to being on the road constantly.
Like I went to Matt on some nice, beautiful day in September or October in 2020. And we had a coffee and we had a nice talk. And then all of a sudden we started to discuss a new Sinner album. And then we talked about the musical direction. And then we decided that we go back in time into our 90s, where we released albums like Bottom Line and Judgment Day and Nature of Evil, which were pretty hard for Sinner music. And we said, yeah, that would be great doing like a music we wrote 25 years ago, but trying to bring the vibe into now, into 2022. And so we started with the songwriting process in November. And I think that we were finished with all the songs by the end of February or beginning of March. So it took like 2 or 3 months to record the whole album. So as a demo version, and to finish everything and to make clear, this is the arrangement, this is what I have to play, this is what needed to be done on the vocal stuff and everything. That was pretty fixed by the end of February, beginning of March. So we would love to enter the studio in May 21, but then Matt got ill, and so we needed to postpone everything. And then I got one day I got a phone call of Matt, and that was like surprised. He was like, "Hey Matt, how you doing? Everything okay?" And he goes like, "Matt, Tom, you need to finish the album. We need to bring this album out because the songs are so great and everything. You're a longtime friend, and I will trust you. And please start organize everything and finish the album." So I was looking for a studio, and I booked the studio. I booked the hotel rooms. I made everything clear with the rest of the band, and then we entered the studio in October, recording the drums. Then we did some guitar tracks, and everybody has his own little studio at home, so we recorded some stuff at home as well. And then Alex and I, the other guitar player, and I, we went into the studio again in November, and we recorded our lead stuff together, which was really creative, productive, and we had a lot of fun. And that was really, really good, and it felt really good to be back into the studio and record some stuff. And then as we finished the recordings, we sent everything to Jakob Hansen to Denmark. And he's also a good friend of ours, and then he mixed the album.
And this is the first album with the new label, plus your new label, Atomic Fire Records.
Yes.
How did it kind of come changing labels like that?
Look, like when with Primal Fear, we started with Nuclear Blast in 1997. And we were on Nuclear Blast with Sinner as well. So we had like short entries in the 90s together with Nuclear Blast. Then Primal Fear changed the record label and went to an Italian record label for, I don't know how many years. And then we came back in 1980 to Nuclear Blast, which is now Atomic Fire. And with Sinner, we had a deal with AFM Records, and there was nothing to complain about. It's a good label, and we had some really successful times together, and it's a good work. But like if you know a record label like Atomic Fire for like 25 years, and you know the guys who work there, and you don't know her only on the business side, because we also meet them regularly on festivals and on shows, and it's just like kind of a friendship, like if you know somebody for 25 years. So I visited the owner of Atomic Fire at home, and we had a talk about bands, and we had a coffee, and there was no talks about business stuff. So that's pretty easy. And like Atomic Fire, the label is like 40 kilometers away from our hometown, so it's like a very short distance if you need to manage something. That's pretty cool. And we have, with Primal Fear and Sinner, like two bands under one label or on one label. So that makes for us.
Yeah, it definitely makes it easier. Everything's in one spot.
Yeah, so it's like, that's cool. So I'm right now, I'm writing a lot with Marcus Voske and the owner, and he's so a nice and amazing guy, and it's so much fun to talk to him and to work with him. It's really, really amazing.
So with this album, you have 11 new songs, plus you have a bonus track for the physical album.
Yes.
And you decided to do a Killers cover.
Yes.
Where did you kind of decide that one? Because that seems a little bit out of left field.
Like when we recorded Rebel Yell by Billy Idol, 1984, I guess. And it's also a different kind of music than the typical Sinner music. Yeah. So we always, also the last tour we did, I think we played Rebel Yell, and we played Message in a Bottle by Police, I think. So we always try to do some different stuff, to record some different stuff. And Matt and I, we loved the Killers, and they got some really good songs. And so Matt came up with the idea if we should record the songs just for fun. And then I go like, are you really sure about that one? And I go like, yeah, let's try it. And so we tried it, and we had a listen, and I said, hey, that sounds pretty good. And it fits to the rest of the music on the album. Why shouldn't we record it? Probably, and then we will put it on the album. And I think the song is cool, and it's something that normally nobody expects from us.
And then this album also has a nice long list of guest appearances.
Yes.
So you've got, you got Ralph Sheepers from Primal Fear. I mean, that's a pretty obvious pull. You have Dave Ingram from Benediction.
This is not obvious. This is not really obvious, huh?
Yeah.
And Sinner and Benediction is totally different.
just a little bit different.
I just a little bit.
Yeah, how do you go about finding the right people for specific parts, or do you kind of write the parts more for specific people?
Yeah, like when we, as I told you, we are on tour or being around in this business for more than 30 years. And so you played a lot of festivals and you met a lot of people and you started friendship here and there. And there are a lot of really nice guys out there, like Tom England of Evergrey or Eric Martin from Eclipse. And we loved their voices. And then Matt came up with the idea that, hey, how about like asking friends of ours if they would love to be part of that album? And as the pandemic came, everybody has nothing to do. So for them, it was like, yeah, sure, something, I finally have to do something. So, and that was pretty easy. And so we decided maybe he should sing on that song, or maybe he could sing on that song. And I think like David Ingram, he sang on Refuse to Surrender, like die, die, die. So he's more like this hard, tough. Tom England from Evergrey, he sang on The Last Generation. So we decided, so for us, so who could fit in this song or which voice could fit in this song. And they were totally open for that. And it was really great. And they brought in a lot of ideas and it was a lot of fun to work with these guys. And like, they are good friends and good musicians and yeah, why not?
Yeah, exactly. And obviously, like you said, everyone's stuck at home anyways, hence the nice long list of names that you've got helping out with this one.
Yeah, it was cool. Like they all liked the idea and they loved the songs where they needed to sing on. And yeah, I hope that they will like the rest of the songs as well and will have a listen to the whole album then, and not only to their song.
So would you say Sinner is much more of a festival band? It feels
No.
it's not, obviously you guys have a lot of kind of party anthems type thing.
Yeah, okay, we have like a lot of party songs. We're like a funny band because we have a bar on stage. So just right behind me, there's a bar and my backliner, Neil from Newcastle, England, he's mixing Jackie Coke all the time. And so if I got thirsty, I don't get any mineral water. I always get Jackie Coke. And he will destroy you after a couple of songs. And yeah, we're really funny. So there were times where we needed to interrupt songs because we were laughing so hard. So, and Sinner is like, we're having fun what we're doing on stage. And we're like really close and really and good friends on stage. And we spend so many times on stages and off stages. And there are so many things that we do laugh about. And also when we're on stage, we love to be on stage all together on one stage and we play the music we love. And then we're talking shit on stage sometimes. It's so hilarious. And yeah, and I think that the fun that we have on stage, I think we bring that across to the audience. And so for me personally, like I played a lot of venues in my life. I played Wacken like I think 7 times in front of 100,000 people. We played Hellfest, we played Barcelona Rockfest, we played Sao Paulo festivals with 60,000 people. But I love the clubs, like the smaller venues where you have like contact with the audience, like where you get something across with the energy of the audience. Like it's much more intensive when it's like only the distance is only like 2 meters. When you play these large festivals, you go like there's like 20 meters. Like where is everybody? So it's okay to play in front of 20,000 people, 40,000, 60,000 people. But I also prefer the smaller clubs where it's more intimate and you have more contact to the fans. You're like grabbing a beer, going, here, there you go, a beer, and then cheers and bah, and doing this and that. And that's much more fun.
So less about the music, more about you. Being from the Stuttgart area, does that mean you're a Stuttgart supporter?
No. So my favorite team is, I can show you this. Wait, hang on a second. So is it there's a, so probably, I don't know if you can see it. So hang on a second. This is my favorite team. Do you see that?
A little bit. Schalke.
Primal Fear.
Schalke 04.
This is Schalke. This is my favorite team. And funny part is that the stadium of Stuttgart is like a 50 minutes drive away from my hometown. But my favorite team is like 440 kilometers away.
I'm sorry, because my team beat you 8-0 a couple years ago.
Where was that?
Allianz Arena, Bayern Munich.
Oh, yeah. That was the time where we went down.
Yeah.
So we got relegated, but this year we're back again.
Yeah. So I can have another 8-0 game. It'll be great.
No, I think it's it was this season was pretty bad because we knew that it would be a hard season for us. Then we started playing Munich. Then we got really beaten. It was like a real trashy, like 8-0. And then we played at home against, I don't know, and then we played Dortmund, and then we played against another strong team. And so after 5 or 6 games, we had like 1 point. And we knew that this was it, that we don't have any chance to stay in the Bundesliga. So, but because we are not really good when it comes to money. So we don't have a lot of money. So we need to be careful what kind of players we buy, and they don't have to be expensive. And so I was not sure that we could go back into the Bundesliga after 1 year, but we've luckily we made it. But now we have only like 36 million euro to spend for new players and all that stuff, and that's not much. So it will be a pretty hard time this year too. But I think the aim is to reach position number 15, to stay in the league, and then that would be a success for us.
Yeah.
And I really hope that the next season will be more attractive than the last 10 or 11 years before. But it gets kind of boring when Munich is always winning the championship.
It is true.
Yeah, but that's why I hope that Lewandowski will move to Barcelona. Then that would be cool, because then Munich needs a new player. And I'm not really sure if how is he called? Sadio Mane?
Sadio Mane, yeah.
From Liverpool. If he really fits into this team, and if he would be like the substitute for Robert Lewandowski.
Yeah.
So and also like Manuel Neuer, who came from Schalke, and Thomas Müller, they are getting old, and they have the Bayern Munich DNA, but the rest of the players, they don't have them. Okay, maybe Kimmich has it a little bit, but like Goretzka, he was from Schalke, and then they have lots of like Coman, Gnabry, Sané was also from Schalke. So they don't have the Munich DNA. So it will be tough if Lewandowski will leave the team, and if Manuel Neuer and Thomas Müller will quit because of their age.
Yeah. It is funny on the note of Thomas Müller, because one of your guests on the album is Lisa Müller, which just happens to be the same name as his wife.
Yeah, but really?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, like Müller is like a common name in Germany. Yeah. And funny part is that we have this Rock Meets Classics thing. I don't know if you ever heard about it.
I don't think so, no.
It's Rock Meets Classic. I can show you. It's like, that's classic. I have books over here, so hang on a second. I will collect it for you. So this is like Rock Meets Classic. This is like a rock band and an orchestra playing songs with the real guys. So it was 1916. Joey Tempest of Europe was there. Steve Walsh from Kansas, Mitch Ure, Alpha Fox, Scott Goham, Ricky Warwick, and Andy Scott. And this time here we had Rick Springfield and Steve Lukather and Don Felder. Here we got Ian Gillan, Kevin Cronin from REO Speedwagon. And it's always like an orchestra with a 60-piece orchestra and a rock band. And I'm happy to be in that rock band together with Matt and Alex. And we play all the songs like here, Status Quo, Supertramp, The Hooters, and last time before Corona came was Alice Cooper and Cheap Trick, all this stuff. So we're playing in Germany, like German huge venues. And the drummer, he's Moritz Müller, and he's a really good drummer. And as we needed a new keyboard player, he said, "Oh, my sister can do it. She's really good. She's probably much better on keyboard as I am on the drums." And so we asked her, and she fitted in for the last tour, and she was really a nice person. And so we also asked her if she would like to make some keyboard parts on the album. But I didn't know that Thomas Müller's Frau is called Lisa.
Yep. Just happy coincidence.
Yeah. Cool.
Well, last but not least, I will let you get off to the pub very soon. Do you have one last note you would like to give your fans listening in?
Listen to the whole album, enjoy life, and stay safe, stay sane, and celebrate life.
That's great. Thank you so much, Tom. I very much appreciate your time. Enjoy your evening.
Yeah, thank you. I will have one of yours, 2 years.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Hope to see you soon again, somewhere on festivals around the globe.
I'm sure somewhere.
Probably when we meet in Spain or Italy, we will have a lukewarm together. But on any other place, we'll have a cold one.
Excellent.
Sure. Okay. See you.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.